lust. Okay, well, that's a start. But that's not really the instruction. If Trench is right about the definition of this word, and I think that he is, it's not, you don't look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, that won't make anybody lust. Here's what you do. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is going to hinder people from lusting. You see the difference? It's going to hinder somebody from lusting. It hinders the temptation. Now, in contrast to that, I want to go over to another passage just briefly. The lesson will be yours in just a minute. But I'd like to go over to 1 Peter chapter 3, where in verse 1, wives are told to be submissive to their own husbands, that even if some do not obey the word, they without a word may be won by the conduct of their wives when they observe your chaste conduct accompanied by fear. Chaste conduct accompanied by fear. The word chaste, and this comes from Joseph Henry Thayer's Greek lexicon. The word chaste in this passage, the first thing Thayer says about it is it's something that excites reverence. Now I've heard of, lots of clothes over the years exciting sexual lust. When has the last time you heard, wow, that person is behaving and dressing in such a way that it just really excites me to be reverent? I'm getting excited about being reverent because of the way this lady is acting and dressing. That's what chaste is. And that's what God's asking you to do. And again, it's not just clothing. What's said in here has to do with deportment, clothing. The word conduct there includes, every aspect of your life. But it would include clothing. The way you behave, the way you talk, the way you interact with others. And I'll just say this, there are a number of women in this congregation who, anytime I have a discussion with them, it's like, you know what, I want to be a better person because of the way they conduct themselves in every aspect. And that is how women take holiness into public life. I know some of the ladies, every time something like this is preached on, they say, well, when are we going to hear something to the men? You just heard it. The first half of this sermon was to the men thing, what they're supposed to do in public life. That's what Paul says. And here, women, here's what you can do in public life to make this world a better place. Peter said, as he who called you is holy, you also be holy in all your conduct. The behavior of your life, the way you deport yourself, the things you say, the way you dress. The word conduct includes all of that. Because it is written, be holy, for I am holy. We take holiness into this world. If we don't do it, who will? Let us not be influenced by worldly ways of thinking and dressing and behaving and the worldly lack of reliance on God and the worldly lack of concern for our fellow man. Let us all put that aside and let's live holy lives in this world. Be holy as He is holy. And what did we say to start with? We'll end where we started. You are a chosen generation. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation. Have your conduct honorable among the Gentiles, that they may, by your good works which they observe, your good works, glorify God in the day of visitation. I don't know how you feel about the lesson this morning. Some of you may be offended. Some of you may not care. Some of you may think, well, I probably need to change a thing or two. And in the 141st Psalm, the psalmist says, let the righteous strike me, and it shall be a kindness. Let him rebuke me, and it shall be as excellent oil. Let my head not refuse it. If I've hit you on the head this morning, If it is with the truth, can you still accept it? Will you? Thank you for your good attention. God bless us to live holy lives. And if you're committed to doing that, God bless you to continue. And if you need to reassess your life and make things right, perhaps even in this moment, we'd invite you to come. Is your heart right with God? That's the question. Please come while we stand and while we sing.